Welcome to Women in the Arena podcast, the podcast celebrating women doing extraordinary things in plain sight. I'm your host, Audra Egan, and our mission is to elevate the value, strength, and resilience each woman brings to the world. Without further delay, let's go ahead and start the show. Welcome in, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Audra, your host of Women in the Arena podcast, where we celebrate women doing extraordinary things in plain sight. It is December. I don't know how we got here, but we're here and we're here together, and we are in the middle of the holiday shopping season. And I have two more female entrepreneurs that I really am excited to introduce you to. I want you to get to know these women and these daring entrepreneurs that are so bold to chase their dream. Even when people thought that it couldn't be done, they went and did it anyway. So without further delay, let's start the show. Welcome in, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. It is November, and we are in the middle of the holiday season, and I am joined today by another female entrepreneur that I can't wait to introduce you to. I'm joined by Tricia Arce, who is the owner of Toasted Mallow, and she has some amazing confections that I can't wait to introduce you to. So, Tricia, thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, and good job on the last name. You did it awesome.
You know what? It helps. It helps to know the language.
Yeah, I've had that's my married name, so I've had Arce and Arc and Acre, and it's just Arce.
Welcome for being here. I thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy day as being a self-employed individual and meeting with me. Before we get started and talk about your business and your endeavors, will you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
So, not a baker by trade, or I didn't grow up baking or making candy or any type of home cooking kind of stuff. I was pretty much the breadwinner of our family. I was like geared to being amazing in the business world. I wanted to be that corporate woman with the business suits and the leather couch and the big office with the big windows overlooking the city. That was like my dream. And I was going to take care of my family doing that, to where we could do like these great lavish vacations and enjoy the great lavish materialistic items. And I found myself making marshmallows and not having any of that now.
Wow. So that was quite a turn. So you were in the corporate world, and then something happened that you went, this isn't for me anymore, and decided to put your love and your effort into marshmallows. So what was it that triggered, I don't want to do this corporate anymore, and I want to go do this? What happened that it triggered that event?
Quite a few things happened to trigger that event. I really thought I wanted to just be the corporate individual, right? You work for somebody else's company to make their company better, to make their company stronger. And then you want it to be perceived as this strong female in a man's world, being able to do what they do, paperwork, budgeting, operations, and show that as a female, I can do all of this and then some. And that was my drive. I was wearing the business suits. I was wearing, the nice clothes and going to work and showing up and working just as hard. And I kind of lost myself in that. I kind of forgot what was more important, which was family. And during this time of me trying to climb that corporate ladder, I was taking care of my grandmother for 5 years. I had moved her from Deming, New Mexico to Phoenix after she had fallen. So I was taking care of my grandmother, making sure that she had her doctor appointments and she was grocery stores and, living a happy life. And she was self-sufficient. So twice a week I'd go visit her. I'd call her every day. I'd make sure she was okay. Towards the second to the last year of her life, I'd taken her to a neurologist because I had noticed that her prescriptions were being done faster than the 30-day allotment. So I thought, well, maybe she's losing them. Maybe I hope she's not taking more than she should be taking. And then one day called me up frantic. She's like, Mija. And I was like, what's wrong, Grandma? She's like, somebody broke into my apartment and vacuumed. And I was like, well, send that person to my house if you see them again. That's awesome.
You're like, I'm ready. Please. That's the kind of break-in I want.
Right. And I was like, no. She's like, it's not funny. I was like, no, Grandma, I know. What do you mean? She's like, someone came in and vacuumed my house. She's like, I didn't vacuum. Somebody did it for me. And then they left the door open. And when she said that they had left the door open, that's when I got a little concerned. And then when I noticed that her medications were being taken more than they should have, then I got concerned. So then that's when I had made an appointment with her for her neurologist. Took her to go see the neurologist and he diagnosed her with dementia. So then I was like devastated and knew that now she needed more care than what she was getting. And at that time I realized I needed to move her into a more a facility where they actually watched her consistently to ensure that she was safe. So I had to pack up her belongings and move her away from her apartment and from her friends and put her into a facility with nobody, with strangers. And I saw how upset she was, how sad she was. And I think at that time, I started realizing how important family was. Because you take it for granted.
Yes, you do.
When you're working so much and you're trying to get that end goal of having the nice cars and the fancy house and the better things and better vacations, you forget that family is more important than those materialistic things. So I moved her into this home and she was miserable. She was upset all the time that she couldn't do her own laundry, that people were always watching her. She didn't have her privacy and she was lonely. So then I started visiting her more often in the home, making sure she had more visitors. And I spent more time with her in this last year, made sure I visited her at least 3 times a week, called more often, and then, got more family involved. And that went on for about a good year. And within that year, I was actually offered a operations position within my company in California. And at that moment, I finally clicked in my brain that it's not what I wanted. I didn't want to climb a corporate ladder. I wanted to be around my family and enjoy my family and who they are. And I had already missed out on so much with family as far as holidays, working so much, as far as birthdays, vacations, that I turned down the position because I said, I need to be near my grandmother. I can't move away. I have to make sure she's okay. And so I turned the position down. And 6 months later, I lost my grandmother.
And that probably solidified your decision that you made the right decision to, turn away a job because you only had your grandmother for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So that was a huge impact on your life. It sounds like it was a great eye-opening experience that you thought, my goodness, I've been working so much. I've missed all this and life is short and fleeting. And I don't want to put all my efforts into this corporate life anymore.
Right.
How did you settle on marshmallows? Of all things, how did you settle on making gourmet marshmallows?
So after my grandmother had passed, I found myself in a very, very dark place. I was very depressed. Like my purpose, I'd lost my purpose. What was my purpose now? My grandmother's gone. I don't have anyone to take. I don't have her to take care of anymore. Yes, I have my intimate family and my wife and my kids, but losing her, I just felt lost. And my current employment, we would do these baking contests. We had done these baking contests for over a year where every month we'd had a secret ingredient emailed to us on the rules of this dessert that we had to create. Kind of like Top Chef. The secret ingredient is, and now you got to make something out of it.
That sounds like fun.
Oh, yeah, because we had 7 managers and we were all cocky as hell and we were all the best and we were all arrogant. So we thought baking was definitely out of our wheelhouse. So it was something that we could really, really mess up on or do really, really well at. So, and when there was no prizes, it was just accolade of, I did it, I won this month, I'm the best baker this month kind of thing. And this one particular month after my grandmother passed, the secret ingredient was marshmallows. We had to incorporate marshmallows into a dessert. Well, marshmallows are not my favorite candy. I've never been very fond of marshmallows. The texture and me do not agree with each other. So I went home and I told my wife, I have to put marshmallows in a dessert. She was like, well, you don't like marshmallows. I'm like, I know. I was like, what if I made a marshmallow? What if I made a marshmallow that I enjoy, that I would really like eating? And she was like, try it. And so first thing I did was I went out to the grocery store. I bought all the ingredients. I went to buy my first mixer, tablespoons, my first set of baking cookware. And I just dove in.
In your 40s?
Yeah. 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 40. I just turned 40 because we've been open 6 years. I'm 46 now. So yeah. So I started making marshmallows at home and one after another. And it was just this huge sticky mess throughout my whole kitchen. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I was reading recipes offline. I was watching YouTube videos and I just kept creating marshmallows and trying to make it perfection and trying to make this perfect marshmallow. And in the meantime of making this marshmallow, my grief wasn't as intense. Like I wasn't focused on the grieving of my grandmother passing. I was so focused on this perfect marshmallow that I wasn't crying. I wasn't sad. I wasn't depressed. I wasn't lost. I was just marshmallow. That was my main focus. And so I made these marshmallows. It was a sugar cookie with a strawberry marshmallow on top, drizzled with chocolate. And I took it to work and I won that month's contest. And I thought that was fun. And I had this.
It sounds delicious. Honestly, I'm craving one right now.
I know. And I thought that was fun. I'm going to make more flavors. I want to see what other flavors I can create. So I literally would go to work from 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. I would go home and make marshmallows till 10 o'clock at night just to make marshmallows. And then I would take them to work and I'd be like, here guys, eat these because I'm not going to eat these at home. You guys, so every day I'd bring different flavors of marshmallows and every day the employees would tell me how good they were or not good, whatever the case may be. And that went on for about a month of me making marshmallows and just taking them to work until my GM of my company said, hey, I want to buy some of those marshmallows from you. And I said, you want to buy them? He's like, yeah. I was like, I don't even know what to charge for them. He was like, well, come up with some numbers, bring them to me, and then I want to buy some to take home back east to my family. I was like, okay. So I go home, I tell my wife, my boss wants to buy marshmallows. She's like, what? I was like, he wants to buy them. And she was like, are you going to sell them to him? I'm like, I guess. So come up with some, I don't know, I probably sold them for like $2 to him because I just didn't know. And when I did that, my wife was like, maybe we can sell these on Etsy. I was like, yeah, let's try it. So she built my Etsy page up and we had like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, just basic flavors. And within a couple of days, we started seeing sales for marshmallows come through. I was like, people really want to buy these marshmallows. I was like, this is crazy. So I'd go to work. I'd come home, make marshmallows. My wife would get up, she'd cut them, package them, and ship them. And that was how our life went for a couple of weeks. And so after a while, we thought, well, what if we could do a Kickstarter? And Kickstarter is a crowdfunding campaign for small businesses or for new businesses or new product stuff. I was like, well, if you build the Kickstarter, let's see what happens. So my wife built the Kickstarter. There's different pledges. Like if you pledged $5, you got a dozen vanilla. If you pledged $15, you got a dozen vanilla plus a mug and something else. Our goal was set for 5,000 for 30 days. We had 30 days to reach that goal. At the end of the 30th day, we had reached $12,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So you
that's what
more
I
than
said.
doubled it in 30 days.
Yeah. I didn't
Wow.
sleep for 30 days. I did not sleep for 30 days because I was just watching with anticipation that needle keep moving up more and more. And I was just like, how am I going to make all these marshmallows?
So you're thinking, great, we doubled our goal, but now I got to make all these marshmallows.
Yes.
So from there, you did this Etsy page, you did this Kickstarter campaign. How did you make the leap from, okay, I'm going to do this on Etsy, do this online, to having a full-blown s'mores cafe?
I got a write-up. I got a coaching from my boss at work.
Oh, yes, constructive criticism.
Yes.
That's lovely.
I was on my website at work. I will say, quote unquote, during my break. Not that we actually got breaks, but during my break, we're looking at my website. And an associate came in and saw that I was looking at it and then ran up to my general manager and said, hey, on her time, this is what she was doing. And I was just like, okay. So I got called up to the office, and in front of me was a piece of paper with how I was letting my duties fall, although I was making sales on a consistent basis, and how I needed to refocus energies on training my staff and my workability. And at that time, I sat there thinking, do I want this for the rest of my life? I work my damnedest. I do my best. I show up. I make sales. I increase sales. And yet I'm sitting looking at a piece of paper for something so trivial. Do I want this for the rest of my life? And I said, well, I
So
have
they were
marshmallows.
that piece of paper basically said, we want to own your time.
Yes. Yeah. We're not going to applaud you for the great things you've done. We're going to demean you by the one small thing that you did.
Yeah. Yes. Small thing. And that would negates all of the 12, 13 hours that you've put in prior.
Exactly. So I had already made my mind up that, corporate wasn't the way I wanted to go. Family was what I needed to spend time with, especially with my grandmother passing. So this pretty much just sealed my fate when I saw that coaching going, you know what? I'm going to make marshmallows my thing. I'm going to make my family a priority. I'm going to make marshmallows priority. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What do I have to lose? I still have my family. I have my health, and I have my happiness. So he gave me the coaching. I looked at it. I slid it back at him, and I said, you know what? I'm giving you my 30-day notice, and I'm not going to be no longer working here. And the look of shock was just like, I didn't want you quitting. This wasn't what this for. And I'm like, no. I think this is just one door closing, another door opening. And I'm not bitter. I'm okay about it. I'll give you 30 days to find another manager. I'll help you train them. And then it's time for me to move on. And that's exactly what happened. For 30 days, I trained somebody new. And on my last day, I gave him my key. I went home. I opened the front door. My wife goes, how'd it go? I didn't say one word to her. I walked straight to the bedroom, closed the door, and I cried. And I thought, what now?
That was a huge leap of faith. Very, very brave. Very brave.
Yeah, you lose your sense of security with your paycheck, your weekly paycheck. You lost all my health benefits. Just all of a sudden, this overwhelming feeling of fear just came over me when I walked inside the house. And then after a good cry, I went out front, and my wife was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "You know what? Let's go to Disneyland." And she was like, "What?" I'm like, "This weekend, let's go to Disneyland." And she was like, "Okay." So that's exactly what we did. We went to Disneyland for the weekend, had a blast, did what we wanted to do, came back home, and was like, got our feet on the ground and took off running. It's like, okay, what's the plan? What are the goals? What do we want? What's going to happen? And how the retail shop came about was we were looking for actually a food truck. We thought, let's do marshmallow s'mores on a truck. Since we have marshmallows, people like s'mores, let's do a truck. And we're like, okay. So we start looking for a truck, and all of a sudden, this little ad for somebody to take over a retail space with a kitchen came up, and it was right in the right price range. And we came and saw the location, and we thought, this is it. This is where we're going to start our dream. This is where we're going to start making marshmallows and making smiles happen, is in this location. And sure enough, my wife, myself, and my nephew actually built out our store location, which was, 900 square feet. And we put the flooring down, we painted, we put the wood up, we put the shelving up all by ourselves. And on the first day that we opened, which was August 8th at 10 a.m., I was scared out of my mind.
Oh, I'll bet, because you're like, I've put all this labor of love into this shop, and I'm selling marshmallows and s'mores, and they're delicious, by the way, but we'll get to that. But, and you're like, will they come? Will they come?
Yeah. Field of dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Right.
They didn't.
Exactly.
They didn't. Not at first. Not at first they did it. At first, it was just a couple of sales here. People thought, because at the time our name was Fluff It Marshmallows. That's what we had called ourselves. And people thought we were a laundromat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Fluff It. So they thought we were a laundromat. They thought we were a dog groomer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then they thought that I sold marshmallows, like I imported different types of marshmallows from other countries or other brands. And I had just had a whole shop filled with marshmallows. They didn't realize that I actually made the marshmallows, and we were selling a product handmade along with making gourmet s'mores. They didn't understand that concept in the beginning. And it was hard just because it was new and niche, and it was just something different. So they really didn't know. So it took a lot of hard work to get people to notice who we were. So,
but they eventually came. They eventually came.
I could tell you, June of 2016, they all came. After being open for 2 years, they all showed up because we went viral online. We got a video taken off of our Instagram page, and we went viral through social media. And that was the awakening of the marshmallow world.
So that was the beginning of the new now, what is now known as toasted mallow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which I can attest, because I have visited Tricia at her shop, that their marshmallows are delicious. First of all, they are huge. These are not like any normal marshmallow that you've ever seen ever. We split them in half because they are humongous. And they're not like any flavors you have ever had in a marshmallow. My favorite was probably Snickerdoodle, if you want to know the truth. Or I think you actually call it churro. Yes, you actually call it churro, but it tastes like a Snickerdoodle to me, is what it tastes like. That was actually my favorite. My second favorite was the chocolate covered mint, but it was that was very, very, very close. But it's a really unique experience because these are the things that I was able to take home with me. The things that you can't necessarily take home with you, that you go into the shop and you order and you probably eat right there because they're huge and amazing and they're delicious, are these homemade s'mores. So, Tricia, will you tell us about your number one selling homemade s'more that you make in the shop?
The number one selling one?
Yes.
It's probably our brownie bomb is probably the number one homemade s'more that we sell in our shop. It's vanilla bean marshmallow, and we toast it however you like, either lightly toasted, traditionally toasted, or burn the heck out of it, which many people do. And then we top it with chocolate. Then we top it with brownies and then cherry pie filling.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, and with the ooey gooey hotness of the marshmallow, with the brownie, the chewy brownie, and the cherry pie filling, it is heavenly. It is one of our top selling s'mores, and actually my favorite s'more.
It sounds awesome. It sounds amazing. And I
And,
um what other flavors do you have? Because we are going to make sure that everybody knows how to get access to these because the holidays are coming.
yeah,
They are here, and it, as you and I had talked about before, holiday shopping is going to look a little bit different this year. It it,
very, very.
life is already changing, and it looks different. And many people are going to be doing their holiday shopping online. And one of the reasons why we wanted to highlight, female small business owners is because small businesses have taken a huge hit in this
Huge.
pandemic, and we wanted to make sure that we're going to take advantage of this holiday season and make sure that everybody knows about your product online, and that what a unique, amazing stocking stuffer. uh,
Definitely.
like I said, these are amazing. These are amazing marshmallows. She also has marshmallow fluff, which is so good, and she has so many amazing flavors. But I'm stealing your thunder. I don't want to do that. So tell us
No,
about
you're
the
fine.
flavors of your marshmallows and your marshmallow cream.
All the marshmallows.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Small businesses definitely during COVID has taken a huge hit. I mean, I'm saddened weekly when I see a small business close their doors just because of COVID, and it's just heartbreaking. And thankfully, God willing, I don't know how we've come about this and come out strong, just because our doors are still open. And I have to attest to the fact that we have some really, really fantastic followers on our social media page, who really believe in the product that we carry and what we have to offer. I know that we're talking about our s'mores here in the store, but they're not like your traditional s'mores. You have the two crackers and the marshmallow. We created a s'mores bowl, where it looks like an ice cream bowl with just a huge goodness, deliciousness of marshmallows and toppings on there. So we wanted to be something different and authentic to the craft that we were creating. So when you come in here, it's definitely not something that anyone's ever had before. And then as far as small businesses and trying to survive this next holiday season, just because all the events are canceled, and that's how small businesses make our money. We go to all these open air events so people can gather and do their shopping for moms and grandmas and businesses, and put in huge bulk orders, and we get to promote who we are. And then this year, there's no promoting. There's no way to promote other than word of mouth or via social media. So it's going to be very interesting this holiday season on how well small businesses survive, including ourselves, since we are such a huge holiday. Here's a funny story about marshmallows. The first Christmas we were open, I had no idea whatsoever. I didn't know people loved marshmallows that much. The first Christmas we're open, people coming in droves. We weren't even viral yet, but people coming in buying marshmallows for hot cocoa, for stocking stuffers, for gifts for teachers. And 2 days before Christmas, we were completely sold out. And I was like, wow, people really like marshmallows during the holidays. And
Oh,
it was
yeah,
like,
they do.
like, haven't you ever heard that song? I'm like, what song? They're like, that old song, Marshmallow World and the
Yeah.
something.
It's a
Dun, dun,
marshmallow
dun, dun,
world.
dun. There you go.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay. So the second year, ramped up production, ramped up as much marshmallows throughout for holiday, and again, sold out. Like every Christmas, we could not make enough for people to not sell out. And every Christmas is still the same way. This Christmas she'll be interesting because of the fact that COVID is around and because we aren't out there for people to see us. So every day on social media, I'm posting. It's very important for people to support their small business communities. It's very important that they go out there and do their shopping through small businesses, because if we don't do it this holiday season, you will not see the small businesses around after the first of the year. It won't happen.
No, which is why
So,
it's so important to really surround ourselves and lift up our small businesses, because after all, every dime that is spent in your shop, you directly put it right back in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It not only does it directly impact your family, it directly impacts your community. And
Yeah.
so you are guaranteed that your money is going towards perhaps you pay taxes. It's going towards the taxes in your town. And
Exactly.
that goes towards schools and roads and that kind of thing. You can't. That's not necessarily the case with big corporations. So um, lift up your small business owners and support them. Um, I want to make sure that we get to the promotion that you are offering.
Sure.
So you are being very generous with the audience for this season. So for every order that you place that's at least $25, you will
Mm-hmm.
get a 20% off your total discount. That is good for 30 days. So 30 days from this recording. So we'll call it from now until a week before Christmas. We'll call it that.
Okay.
If you use the code Women 2020, that is your discount code to get your 20% off a $25 order. Like I
Yes.
said, she will ship these. I don't think I mentioned that. She
Yes.
will ship nationwide. And these are amazing. They are delicious. We ate them right out of ate them right out of the bag, guys. I mean, we didn't even we didn't toast them. We didn't get fancy
Just
with
ate them.
it. We just ate them and they were so good.
That's
Um,
awesome.
give us a quick rundown of the flavors, real quick.
Okay. So as far as marshmallows go, we have basic vanilla. We use Mexican vanilla bean in our vanilla bean marshmallows. Then you have flavors like toasted coconut. We have our s'mores, which is chocolate dipped vanilla cocoa marshmallow rolled in graham cracker. We
Oh my
have a
gosh,
banana.
I need to get those.
That's like the most popular one. The s'mores is most popular. And then, of course, we'll we'll have peppermint for the holidays, which is awesome because just one of those marshmallows you can cut into 8 pieces and throw it into your hot cocoa, or just put
Oh
the
my,
whole marshmallow in the hot cocoa.
yes, yes. You're gonna have a
But
little cocoa with your marshmallow.
yes, there you go. But we'll have multiple flavors throughout the holidays. Like we'll have Mexican hot chocolate, which is awesome because I put a chote in it, which is a chili
Oh my
spice.
gosh. Oh yeah.
So good. So good. So we'll have that. And then, of course, we have our marshmallow fluff, well, marshmallow cream that we make here in house that you can put on top of your pies, inside your hot cocoa, on top of your ice cream, or just eat it straight out of the jar. And we have flavors like vanilla bean, we'll have peppermint, cookies and cream. I think we have cookie butter also. But so we make everything in house: the marshmallows, marshmallow fluff, mallow pies, and then you can order all of that on our website at thetoastedmallow.com. Or to make it easier, you can also order off marshmallows.com.
Trisha, you're killing me. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry right now. Uh,
Now you
because
see,
because they're so good. They are so good.
I
So
appreciate that. Thank you.
I want to repeat this one more time because, like I
Sure.
said, it's really, really, really important to support your small businesses. So
Yes.
on every $25 order or more, you will get 20% off your total order. Use the code WOMEN2020. Like I said, these are
Yes.
perfect for stocking stuffers. No one will ever get another gift like this. And
No.
they are so good.
Yes.
Tricia, thank you so much for spending the time with me today. I know that you're incredibly busy. All that noise that you hear in the background, that is because she's in the shop because because
I
she's
never
a small
leave.
business owner.
I never
Yeah,
leave.
she never leaves. So she's
It's
there.
funny. It's funny because I was always at corporate, right? I was always in my corporate job 24/7. And I wanted to open my own business so I could be home more. But this is actually my home now. It's here. You know what? It's funny though, because even though I'm here just as much and probably more than I was in my corporate job, I'm happier doing this and I get to spend more time with my family because now I have a really good work family. And plus my actual family helps within this business. So I get to see them all the time and spend all the time with them. And we get to ride the highs and lows together and we all understand what's going on. So even though I'm here more often, I get to still spend a lot more time with my family and enjoy the fun times and the low times with them.
Well, that was an actual absolutely perfect statement because I was going to ask you what the best part is of being a self-employed individual, but you just said it without me
Yeah.
even having to ask. So,
Sorry, I
so
stole your thunder.
well, that's okay. That because it was a perfect answer because that's exactly what I wanted to know. Um,
Yeah.
Anything else that you would like the audience to know before we say goodbye to you this afternoon?
Take a leap of faith. That's all you can do. I mean, at the end of the day, what do you have to lose? If you have a dream, a drive, a passion, and you're authentic in that dream and drive and passion, the worst thing that can happen is you fail. And if you fail, you just get back up and try it again. That's all you can do. And that's exactly what we do with marshmallows. I mean, marshmallows, who would have thought? Whoever thought I could make a business out of marshmallows? I mean, this has been a dream come true. I get to see people smiling on a daily basis, enjoying what we have, making memories with grandma, grandpa, with their little ones, enjoying the creations that we've made. So if you are looking into doing a small business, just take the leap of faith. That's all I can tell you. And then again, be authentic in the path that you're going towards, because authenticity will definitely make you a stronger person and get you where you want to go.
Thank you for saying that. And I want to add to that because I want everybody to know that what she's saying is completely true. Because when I went to go visit her at her shop, there was a customer that came in, and obviously she was a regular because she knew everybody and everybody knew her, and she was happy to be there. And
Mm-hmm.
the person behind the counter said, "Do you want your usual?" And
Mm-hmm.
that made such an impression on me. And
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful that you have put your heart, your soul, your family into this small business because the community appreciates it. So thank you for taking the leap of
Oh,
faith.
thank you. That was nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, Tricia, thank you for joining us today in the middle of your busy day. And we are going to do everything we can to make sure that you're around next Christmas. So
Oh, thank you.
thank you so much. Thank you for your family for giving their time and their efforts to us. And like I said, I can't thank you enough for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much for doing this with me. And to all your listeners, this is an amazing podcast. Keep listening.
Thank you for saying that. Everybody check out her website, toastedmallow.com or marshmallow.com. And we will see you again next time. That's our show. Thank you all so much for coming. You know that this doesn't get done in a vacuum, so I want to make sure that I recognize and thank each and every one that contributes to the success of this show. Number one, our guests. Your willingness to be vulnerable and authentic continues to blow me away, and I cannot thank you enough. Second, my audience. You guys are amazing. When I put out the call for your help, you always respond. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I hope we continue to earn your time. Producing this show every single week is a true joy and pleasure, but it is definitely not done singularly. I have an entire team that is helping me produce this and publish this for you. Savannah Boster manages our social media. Alan Bruckner is our creative artist. Star Diva is the composer of our music. Jessica Fechner is our operations. Tisha Lucero is our people person. Tina Lindsay is our marketing person. And Gavin Egan, who helped start it all. Thank you all so much for coming, and we'll see you again next time.
This is just the beginning.
That's our show. I am so grateful for each and every one of you and your unwavering support and your continued belief in this movement that has become much bigger than me, much bigger than just a podcast. It has become this forward momentum that we are all doing together. If you are ready, or you know somebody that is ready to tell your story and share your value with the world, please connect with me. You can reach me at audra@womeninthearena.net. I am so honored and thankful that you will share your story with me, and I'll make sure that it is well taken care of. I will never stop thanking each and every one of you, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next week as we share another woman's story and we celebrate her doing extraordinary things in plain sight. We'll see you next time.